This week's Torah portion deals with the various garments and adornments of the priests, especially of the high priest. And one of the basic garments was the sash. The sash of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, was 32 cubits long. That means it went around the body of the priest, anywhere from 15 to 20 times around his waist. And this sash was made from wool and linen. And this is very strange. The Torah prohibits the wearing of garments of wool and linen. And in fact, it's such a basic element and so restricted that you're not even allowed to sit on wool and linen garments, because maybe you'll have some benefit from them. If you were walking in the street and you realized that you had wool and linen on you, you're supposed to take the garment off, even if it meant that you take your pants off and be the laughingstock that you're walking around naked. So this is very difficult to understand. How is it that something that is so prohibited for every Jewish man, woman, and child, that you're not allowed to lie in it, not allowed to sit on it, you're not allowed to have it on you, and if you have it on you got to take it off like it was some kind of disease, all of a sudden, in the holy temple, it becomes a commandment. And if the Kohen, the high priest, or the priest, according to one opinion, all the priests had the same sash, the same gartel, then how is it that this becomes a commandment? Because without it, you're not allowed to do the service in the temple. How does a sin become a mitzvah? That's difficult to understand. There is one other exception to the wearing of shatnez, wool and linen together. And that is that the tzitzis, the garment that we wear, we Jews wear, four-cornered garment, and we have these incredibly complex strings hanging out from each corner, they're called tzitzis. And this is a commandment of the Torah, to wear these tassels, these strings that are attached by hand on each of the four corners of the garment. And these tzitzis can be wool on a linen garment or linen on a wool garment, which is the prohibition of shatnez. So now we have a second question. How is it that something can be so prohibited for every man, woman, and child? You can't sit on it, can't lie on it, can't have any benefit, can't wrap yourself up in it, you can't wear it, you haven't wear it, you got to get naked rather than wear it, and all of a sudden you put it on tzitzis, you say a blessing on it. What's going on over here? This doesn't make sense. Now we know that those commandments, there's certain commandments that are called chukim, statutes, they don't make any sense. But still, we try to find some kind of reasonability and understanding in things that we do. So let me try. According to the Das Skelim of the Baalei HaTosfos, according to the 12th century commentators of France, known as the Academy of those who made additional notes upon the Talmud, these scholars said that the prohibition of wool and linen together, wearing them together, really dates back to the origins of mankind. That Abel was a shepherd, and sheep have wool. And Cain was a farmer. And as a farmer, he raised different kinds of crops, and one of the crops he raised was linen, flaxseed, because that made a wonderfully strong and beautiful type of garment. And so when Cain offered a sacrifice to God, he offered flaxseed, linen. Abel, on the other hand, offered from the fattest of his flock, and that was, of course, accepted by God. And then they got into a fight. And let me tell you what happened, what I think happened at the fight. Abel was God's chosen, was God's favorite, right? Well, he became very arrogant about it. And he was a rancher. He was a shepherd. Shepherds are notorious. They let their sheep graze everywhere. He let his sheep graze, even in Cain's perfectly manicured, tended plots of land. And Cain took umbrage. Well, you're letting your sheep graze in mine? Let them eat grass. Let them eat weeds. Why do they have to eat in my garden? Huh? What difference does it make? Your garden. You should be licking my boots. I'm God's chosen. I'm God's favorite. What are you starting up with me? You know, you hear this argument a lot. There are many people who, because of their special status in the realm of the Spirit, think that other people have to serve them. When in truth, the purpose of one man is to help another man. And we shouldn't expect another person to serve us. We have to help those who are needy and help ourselves as well. But Hevel had this idea that he was high and mighty, and Cain should be thankful that he could serve him. So, might as well let my sheep eat your plants. After all, who are you? You're somebody that's rejected by God. Cain got, understandably, quite hot under the collar, and they started to fight. And that's when Cain killed Hevel. But the reason for it was Hevel began to be arrogant and careless. At any rate, since that time, Cain and Hevel's souls are in conflict with each other. You see, according to the Kabbalah, Cain's soul comes from the left side, which is Gvura, stricture, judgment. Everything has to be organized. Schwammer has everything organized. Hevel, on the other hand, is from kindness, easygoing. He's a shepherd. He likes to have his freedom. He likes to whistle and play flute and take care and tend his sheep. And these are two separate personalities. One, easygoing, articulate, able to communicate. The other one, rigid, hard of communication, but at the same time somebody, a man of action. Two totally different personalities. And these personalities are in conflict till the Messiah comes.